Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. We know that Adam, well versed in the political world, but I like to think I've established a reputation for the political analysis as well, my own rival of the show. I'm kind of a political analyst, political genius. So tonight we brought you another edition of Ryan Lemon, Political Genius. Adam's going to grill me on some major issues that affect the state, how I would go about addressing them. So Adam, fire away. I'm ready.
You got it. A sports gambling bill has been put on the table the legislative session. And we all know that it has a ton of public support, and it'll likely pass if it can ever get to a vote. Ryan, how do we get this bill over the hump?
Well, the main thing we've done is get a lot of publicity. Get it out there. Let people know the details, the ins and outs of it. But the main thing is we need our people to call our legislators. Let them know how we feel about it. It's 137?
137. Let's make them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to make people feel the heat to see the light, brother.
That's right.
Right on.
And go out for it. Call
You
your
got
legislator.
it.
Tell them 137.
Kentucky is one of just 19 states still allowing paddling and spanking in schools. Last year, there were 284 incidents of corporal punishment in the classroom, and a bill to outlaw that practice is headed to the state Senate. Ryan, is this a way to handle discipline in our schools?
Now, Adam, you may be shocked, but I got paddled and spanked a lot when I was in school.
You're in good company. Me too.
A lot.
Yep.
So I would be for paddling, but I know in this day and age, you just can't do it.
That's right.
You just can't put your hands on kids in school anymore. You got to let that be to the parents. So I would be anti-paddling and spanking, even though I think I know they deserve it a lot of the time, especially my kids. But let the parents handle it anymore.
It's like that line from the old Clint Eastwood movies, deserves ain't got nothing to do with it.
That's a good line.
All right. The issue of vaping has come up in Frankfort as well. And I know you, like me, you've got middle school and young boys.
That's right.
It's a major issue. And it's a major issue for everybody who's got kids in school. Ryan, how can we solve the teenage vaping crisis?
That's a great question, and I wish I had an answer for you, because it is way too easy for teenagers to get their hands on these vaping devices. I wish I had an answer for you.
Well, think about when we were kids and you stole a cigarette. You smelled like cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
Now this stuff is odorless, and they design it to look like little computer parts.
Yeah.
It's a big issue.
They look like those little flash drives
That's
that you have on your
exactly
computer,
right.
so you can't tell. But you're right. You go steal your dad's cigarette, you're going to smell like a cigarette.
That's right.
Now you smell like some oil that your mom has in her bathroom, so it doesn't smell like poop.
Over the past several years, the species known as Asian carp have taken over Kentucky's waterways, especially in the western part of the state. This invasive fish has harmed the natural ecosystem while also deterring recreational lake use. Ryan, how can we solve the Asian carp problem?
And this is a big problem. I know we joke about it a lot, but this is a huge problem because it is destroying the other fish in the lakes, and especially like in Kentucky Lake. I've seen videos of this. You got to shock them.
That's right.
You see, they shock them.
How cool is that when they bounce out of the water?
They bounce out of the water.
Yeah.
And some people think it's inhumane, but
Yeah.
you got to do it. I mean, they are overtaking our lakes and our streams, and it's destroying the algae that the other fish eat. And
That you got to have. I agree completely.
Yeah.
Asian carp, the original coronavirus.
shock them.
Shock 'em. While the Airbnb market is booming, some Lexington officials and residents worry about the effect these rental properties will have on the local housing market and our economy. Currently, operators of short-term rental housing do not pay hotel or business tax to the county or the state. Ryan, is this a big deal, and how do we solve it?
Listen, Adam, you're going to get me worked up if you're talking about this. I'm a slumlord. I have rental properties. These people trying to do these bills need to keep their nose in their own business. I own a house. I can do whatever I want to do with that house. Don't try to come after me for these state and local tax business. It's a house. I can rent the house. I can put people in that house if I want to as a bed and breakfast, Airbnb. I can put Asian carp in the house if I want to do. It doesn't matter. Keep your nose out of my business. If I want to run my business the way I want to, I own that house.
And folks, that's the rest of the story.
See, political
Wow.
genius.
High five.
Tonight on Hey, we'll do a lot more on Hey Kentucky right after this. Stay tuned.